Hello all, welcome to Module 1, which is Introduction to Quantitative Research and Literature Reviews. Now, this is Andy. I've talked to him about yelling while I'm videotaping, and he said, "Mom, I can't make you any promises." Oh yeah, I could lock them in another room. Yeah. Here's one of my dogs. Okay, so when we're looking at quantitative research, what we're talking about very generally are studies of a larger scale than what we tend to see in a qualitative study, which tends to be far more focused, far more detailed. In a quantitative study, we're really looking at larger numbers. In terms of sample, in terms of the type of variables we collect. And we do that in order to make inferences to the larger population, as opposed to studies where the whole intent is to get to understand the subject matter better. And we don't try to make any inferences beyond the sample that we have. In a quantitative world, however, that's precisely what we're trying to do more often than not. Are there quantitative exploratory studies? Sure there are. But the larger purpose tends to be larger samples with an eye toward a broader generalization and the establishment, when possible, of causation. The literature review is sometimes dismissed as being necessary but boring, or just generally misunderstood. I've had many students come up and say, "I honestly have no idea what's expected in this and what the purpose is." And the purpose is to ensure that your research question is even still relevant. It may have been rendered moot at some point by a study that A, established an association, or B, showed no evidence for an association. And you need to make sure that your question is relevant, that your question is still going to add to the literature, it's going to add to the science, it's going to enhance our understanding. And we need to see what relevant current or seminal studies show. Now, the one thing that I don't think I mentioned in the videos, so I'm mentioning it here, so those of you who think I don't need no stinking introduction are going to miss this, but those of you who are, kind of into introductions will have it, which is, if you determine that you are going to cite a study that you read about in another study, do you need to pull and read that study that you want to cite? Yes, yeah, you do. And you'll often be glad you did, because there will be occasions where you might realize, reading the study that you had to pull, that maybe the researchers in the study you read maybe engaged in a little bit of cherry picking, or just didn't interpret it the same way you're inclined to. So yeah, you are responsible for reading everything you cite. So, when I say the usual rules apply as you work through the week, what I mean by that is, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if something doesn't make sense, or honestly, you would like to discuss it some more, you're fine with the material, you're intrigued, and you'd like to go a little further, email me, call me, text me, and let's work through it. Have a great week. I look forward to meeting all of you. Bye.